What does this killer whale have in common with these badass women? Menopause. No, that's not the punchline of a cruel joke, although, all too often it is. The whale will spend more than half of its lifespan postmenopausal. And all these women achieve fame at the end of their childbearing years. Very few species spend one-third or more of their lives not reproducing. Humans, whales, and some dolphins are the only species in which females live long past their offspring generating years. Most other primates, including baboons, who have one of the more evolved social orders, tend to reproduce well into old age and into a time when other systems begin to fail. Most species reproduce right up until they kick the bucket. For many women, the onset of menopause brings uncertainty and anxiety. In Western culture, the essence of being female seems to be attached to being sexually desirable and able to produce offspring. Without a strong sense of purpose and direction, the feelings expressed in this comic become all too central to an experience which is predominantly experienced in silence. If menopause signifies the end of this phase in a woman's life, it can bring with it significant crisis of identity. Menopause is a state which signifies aging and a change in role, but what exactly is that role? Perhaps nature can provide some evidence as to why we experience this change. Biologists studying killer whales are intrigued by menopause. Female whales' reproductive years fall between ages of 12 and 40, but they live to be over 90 years old. Their male counterparts only live to about 50. So what do these females do with the remaining 56% of their lifetime? Post-reproductive females take the lead of the pod. They have vast knowledge of hunting grounds and act as a resource for their pod. In times of food shortage, such as a salmon drought, researchers have observed that the oldest and most experienced females were those most likely to be able to find food for their pod. Additional study has shown that the later offspring of these females struggle to compete with the grandchildren. So menopause appears to be a way of helping their relatives and thereby improving their own line. So maybe menopause is not so daunting. According to Peggy Mason, a region of the brain called the hypothalamus is ground zero for regulating all things related to sleep and wakefulness, as well as your body's thermostat. Estrogen has a very strong effect on the hypothalamus, and when you approach menopause, your estrogen levels change rapidly and you experience estrogen withdrawal. The symptoms of the perimenopausal process are a direct result of this withdrawal and subside once your body can reestablish balance. The type and intensity of effects are influenced by many things, including diet, exercise, and hydration. If women's menopausal changes are an evolutionary strength in the survival of the human species, why would menopause only be talked about in a certain way and in certain circumstances? How we experience this transition is cultural, and it doesn't need to feel like a loss. In Rajput culture in India, menopause is liberating. Women remove the veils and mix more widely. In Hindu belief, eternal youth is not desirable because life is a cycle. Therefore, age is an achievement rather than a loss of youth. To ease the anxiety we feel about the uncertainty of our new roles, we need to make sure to celebrate and lift up our female leaders so that the achievements of half of a lifetime aren't invisible. There is no shortage of women changing the world, connecting people, and taking on new challenges. To keep our leaders visible, we need to share their stories and inspiration. I will start by sharing why I find Sylvia Earle inspiring in the comment line below where this was posted on social media. Then I will ask you to write a comment about a woman who you find inspiring, and to share this presentation with 3 friends. Together we can enrich our culture and improve regard for older women.